Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to day 1 of our 5-day morning yoga challenge. I'm Tila Jane, and I'm really excited that you're joining me for this week, for this 5-day challenge. We are definitely in need of it, and I'm really proud of you for making the effort to and commitment to doing this every day for 5 days. So today's theme is all about alignment and grounding and just like centering ourselves and making sure that we can try and maintain that center throughout the day, because that is the biggest challenge. So we'll just be working with some movements that will align our bodies and work on that symmetrical sort of theme as well. So yoga is great for alignment and for symmetry, but the reality is that most of us are actually malaligned on one side of our body or one part of our body. It's very common. Like one of my hips is like sort of slightly higher than the other, and yoga can help to just like rebalance us into that moment and strengthen our alignment with ourselves, both inside and outside of our bodies. So today's quote as well, I've got some quote cards that I'm going to share with you each day, is when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. This is one of Gabby Bernstein's Universe Has Your Back card deck. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but it's a perfect one for what we're doing today. So welcome, be kind to yourself, and see you on the mat. Okay, so we're going to start in mountain pose or Tadasana today, because as I said, it's all about aligning ourselves today. It's all about recentering ourselves after enduring, sort of stressful, overwhelming times that we're living in. So I just want you to, if you've got a mat, to stand in the center of your mat. If not, just stand just evenly on whatever surface that you're on, and just gently just spread the toes and just have your feet together. Try and keep your toes in line with each other, ankles gently touching. And I just want you to close your eyes, place one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your chest, and just imagine that your feet are sinking in to the mat. Just feel them squashing the mat. Just gently grip your mat or surface with your toes and feel that connection with each toe. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Try and keep your mouth closed as you do so, and just really fill your belly up with air. It's amazing when we take a nice natural breath, just how good it can feel. And just as the mind may wander during this practice, so might distractions. These distractions might come and go. And through yoga practice, we can focus on ways that we can help ourselves to focus on what we can control. And we can control hopping onto our mat each day for 10 to 15 minutes. So this practice is all about alignment. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start, if you just spread your legs slightly, so about a hip width stance, just going to gently just roll the shoulders quickly, just to warm ourselves up. So slight bend in the knees, rolling your shoulders back, slight bend of the elbows, sometimes just some movement, just regular movement can just release any stress that we might be holding. Roll your shoulders forwards. There we go. Slight bend to the knees, tailbone slightly tucked under. Breathe in. Just gonna roll elbows forward. So just imagine just releasing the elbow joints here, palms facing up and then in as you meet your chest. Just roll. Don't worry about what it looks like. It's just all about releasing your elbows and then back in. That's it. And now we're just going to put raising one arm up, one arm down, just lifting into your top shoulder blade, bending your knees slightly, tuck your tailbone under, and just lifting that top shoulder blade and releasing over. Feel a nice long length on the side of your body. Just feel that movement. Some of us may not have done a lot of stretching or moving lately, and it's amazing just how reinvigorating it can be. Just simple movements, changing arms, one arm up, other arm down, just lifting the top shoulder blade. Feel the length first and then releasing over just slightly. Just work with your own body, with your own pace, at your own time. Breathe it all in. Breathe into your abdomen, both arms up now. Breathe. And elbows wide, fingertips almost touching but not. And we're just going to do a gentle twist. We're just going to twist to the right, chin tucked in and opening up. That's it. Just a really gentle movement with the wrists there. Just keeping them nice and free. One arm under the other. Coming back to the first position, bending into the elbows and twisting to the left. Chin in, release out your arms. Nice gentle movement here. One arm under the other. That's the way, doing wonderfully. Both arms come together, palms come together, and then just staying nice and centered onto your mat. Looking up towards your hands. Nice deep breath into your belly. Feel your feet. Feel them grounding. Try and place even weight through each foot. And release. And just come into prayer position. Feel the thumbs against the sternum. Just gently just push the sternum forwards and feel that connection. Take a moment to just reconnect with yourself. Take note of any particular strain you might be holding, tension you might be holding on one side of the body to the other. You might find that your left side is feeling slightly different to the right. That's perfectly normal. And what we're going to do now is we're going to move through a sequence called Vinyasa. And this is all about simple movements using active movements, that they're called, to realign our bodies. Okay, so this is mainly all sort of standing positions, which will be the flavor for today as well before we move down to the floor in the coming days. Okay, so just get settled in again, mountain pose, nice and tall. Just really raise your body up. So raise your body up. Imagine that you're being lifted from the crown of your head. And nice and tall. Just settle in here again. Wriggle your toes on the mat. And just be proud of yourself for showing up here today. I am proud of you. Bend into your left knee now. And what we're going to do is we're going to come onto the toe tip. And then I just slightly want you to tuck your tailbone under a little bit. And then without using your arms, I'd like you to just raise your left knee. Just as high as it comes is fine. It doesn't have to be super high, it can be halfway. You might even just want to leave your toe tip on the mat, and that is perfectly fine as well. So raising up, and then just holding for a few moments, and then you can interlock the fingers and drawing your knee in towards your chest. Now, if you can't get up towards and connect with your chest, just bend into the bottom knee and just move your body slightly forward until you can. And then the idea is you just slowly work with straightening into that leg. But don't worry about it if it's not happening for you today. Just keep your knee bent. It actually gives you a wonderful leg sort of workout anyway. So yeah, this certainly benefits anyway. Take a nice deep breath. And then graciously releasing your leg and just let your knee release. Give your legs a bit of a jiggle. And then just changing sides. So now we're going to bring the right toe out. So just bending the leg of the right foot, the right leg, and then bending into the bottom leg as well. Tailbone tucked under, because this helps you with the height. The tailbone tucked under, and then gently lift up with your own movement up towards your chest. After a few moments, you can interlock the fingers and then just draw that knee up in towards your chest. Down here is fine too. The main thing is that you want to connect your thigh with your chest, and you do want to do it in the most comfortable way possible as well. Bending the knees fine, straightening up if you can, and then graciously releasing down. Another bend into the knees. And then this time we're going back to the first side, and we're going to bring that knee out now. So we're going to turn the knee out. So this is our left knee, turning it out, coming onto the ball of that foot. Try and keep your hips nice and centered so they're still facing towards the front of your mat. And then I just want you to place your hands on your hips anyway. So just pop them there, and then raising the knee up from the side. Breathe into your belly. It's okay, perfectly fine to keep your toe tip on the mat as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in an arm movement. So I want you to flex your wrists, and then I want your fingers to sort of come in towards your ears, bend into your elbows. If your leg's still up here, wonderful, great job. Otherwise you can work with the toe tip down. If you're still holding, that's awesome. And just releasing the arms here. Breathe into your abdomen. You might wish to take one arm, one hand around the shin of that bent knee. The top hand and arm can go around your waist. And if you can find the top of that thigh, do so. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine just to put that hand back on the hip. And releasing down. Good. And then coming to the second side now. So we're back to the second side. Bending to the right knee. Slightly bending to both knees can also help here. Tucking the tailbone under. And then we'll just do hands on hips to start off with, and just focus on raising this knee out to the side. Just notice and feel into the fact that each side is going to possibly feel different. And that's why we're doing alignment today. And then option is to have your toe tip on the mat, particularly if you start to feel fatigued in this leg. Don't stress it. This is not about stressing, this is just about moving. This is about releasing some of the stagnant energy. It's about reconnecting with ourselves, yeah? Okay, so just raising that knee up if you can, only if you can. And then you may want to bring in the arm movements. So flexing into the wrists, fingers in towards the ears, and then releasing out. One hand just around the shin, pull it in. Other arm goes out, back and around. And if you can, just meet the fingers there with the thigh, that's fine. Otherwise, that hand comes to the hip and releasing down. So you notice this is alignment, this is balance as well. Give your legs a bit of a run here, just bending each knee. Good. And now we're going to add a twisting movement. So now we're actually going to come back to the first side, toe tip out in front of you, bend into both knees, tailbone tucked under, and raising that knee. Now this time I'm going to keep this knee where it is, either hands to hips. You can do toe tip down to the mat as well, which is perfectly fine. And then we're going to do the flexing of the wrists again, bending of the elbows, and twisting slightly. So just twisting towards the left, just as far as you comfortably can. Breathe into the abdomen. So the option is to have your knee up, or you can have it down on the mat. It's your choice. Okay, and release, and then changing sides. So now we bring the right leg out, bend into both knees, tailbone tucked under, hands to hips, and raise the right knee. That's it. And then flexing into the wrists, bending into the elbows, and either keep your knee here or you can put toe tip down to the mat and twisting to the side. And coming back, just bending into each knee one at a time. And now we're going to do sort of an opposite movement with the leg and the knee behind our bodies. So we're going to bring left foot back, and then we're going to bring right arm up. So really lift into that top shoulder blade and draw down into the alternate arm and hand. Nice deep breath here. Feel the in to your right foot, because it's actually the foot that's going to be doing the most work here. So feel that foot, grip the mat with those toes. And then just bending into the back knee, so the left knee, taking a grip around the ankle if you can, and try to draw your ankle in towards the buttock. Try and keep your knees nice and close together. Don't worry if you can't hold this, that's perfectly fine. Coming down with the toe tip behind you, perfectly fine. So let's just connect in there. Really feel the length in the front of the thigh. And releasing down and changing sides. So now right leg goes back, coming onto the toe tip, left arm raises, right arm and hand just drawing down towards the mat. And then we're going to use this bottom hand here to take a grip around the ankle of the back foot if we can. Try to keep your knees nice and close together, and then drawing the heel in towards the right buttock. Lift the shoulder blade of the top arm to give you more length. Try and focus your gaze somewhere in front of you where you can hold that gaze and help you in the balance. And releasing down. And we're either going to do the same thing again, or if you'd like a little more of a challenge, we're going to lift that leg away from our body slightly, but only if you feel like you want a little bit of an extra challenge this morning. Otherwise, it's just not necessary. Okay, so just doing the same thing again if you don't want to move the leg back slightly. So coming up, right arm again, left foot goes back, and we're just grabbing, just finding the ankle with our left hand. Knees nice and close together. This time what we're going to do is we're going to take a grip on the inside of that foot. Okay, and then we're going to bring first two fingers and thumbs together, and then we're just going to slowly release that arm down, bend into the bottom leg, and then slowly just moving forwards just as far as you comfortably can. And if you want an extra challenge, you can move that foot away from the buttock. Just go easy here. Bend into the bottom knee and releasing down. Good, that one's quite a challenge, so only do it if you're feeling ambitious. Not that ambition really works in with yoga too much, but if you're feeling like you just want a little bit of an extra challenge today, yeah, go for it. Okay, so now we're going to bring left arm up, right arm down, move our right foot back, and finding heel to buttock. Lift the body, find your balance. That may be enough for you. That is perfectly fine. This may be enough for you. That is perfectly fine. And actually, it's rather nice, isn't it? And then if you want to go the extra bit, we can do is then take a grip on the inside of that ankle, bend into both knees, and then at the same time, as you bring your arm down, you can move your body forwards. And then you can lift that back foot slightly away from the buttock. Bend into the bottom knee. And releasing down. Give those legs a really good shake. You guys are doing wonderfully. Great job. If you feel like anytime you want to take a break, just do so. Just plonk yourself down on the mat and just take 5. Okay? The main thing is you're here. You're on your mat or your position on a nice flat surface and you're doing this. Okay, last position here for this Akapada Vinyasa is we're going to point our left leg, so point our left foot and straighten into the legs, hands on our hips to start off with. Just feel that alignment, like is one of your hips up higher than the other? Do you want to maybe just check in with that? Check that your hands, your fingers, when you wrap them around, can come nicely together as one up and one down. Just adjust your hips. And then we're going to bring the arms out from the body, just away from the body and flexing into the wrists. Bend the bottom knee. And we're just going to raise this bottom leg, just try and keep it straight. We're going to raise it just as high as we possibly can, comfortably can, without grabbing hold of it. Okay, your leg might be a little bit wobbly, a bit shaky. I know mine is. And then bend into that leg and coming down. Nice deep breath, take a break. It's all about working in with your body. So be kind to yourself. Be kind, breathe. We're not here to run a race. We're here to reconnect with ourselves, to relax, to release, and to connect with our bodies and our mental states again. They've all been under pressure lately, and now's the time to take back a little control over how we manage our days, how we work with our bodies, how we can use 10 minutes each day to just realign ourselves. Okay, right foot out now, pointing the toe, and then bending into the bottom knee, arms come out, flexing into the arms and the hands, and lifting that leg up. Just as high as you comfortably can. You can turn, you can also turn the leg out. So turn the knee out, point into the toe, and wobble, wobble, wobble. My legs are just like jellyfish today. And bend into the knee and coming down. Beautiful. So each side of your body, check into it. We're going to come back into mountain pose, the pose we started into. And just coming into prayer pose, drop your chin, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath into your abdomen. In through your nose and out through your nose. Thank you, thank you, thank you, body, for working with me today. Okay, another way that we can align our bodies is through, it's like a balance, I guess, as well, but it's very good for focusing in on each side and focusing on our symmetry is Vinyasa, which is tree pose. So if we keep our toes together, ankles together, bend into your knees, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring left foot out just to a toe tip, and we're going to bring it out to the side. So we're going to make some decisions here, and we're going to be really quite kind to ourselves when we make these decisions. Okay, we're either going to put our heel to our ankle, or we're going to bring the sole of our foot to the outside edge of the calf. Okay, that's option 2. Option 3 is only if you do a lot of tree pose, Vinyasa pose regularly, you may wish to bring your heel up and press it in towards the groin. So a little trick that I do here is I push my heel in towards my inner thigh, but I also push my inner thigh in towards my heel. It just grounds me here, and it just firms the grounding a little more. And then we bring palms to center. If you're wobbling here, if you're distressed, leg comes down, toe tip comes down to mat, and it's all fine. Still heaps of benefit. Find your gaze, wherever that might be. You're still going okay in the balance, and you feel like you could go a little further, lifting the arms up. You can keep the palms together, or you can separate them, whatever feels okay. Just lift the shoulder blades though. That's the main movement. Breathe into your abdomen. Good. One more breath. Try and turn the knee that's bent out as well. Just try and turn it out without losing the hip alignment. And releasing down. Good. Hands back to prayer pose and legs back together. Bring your feet back together. Give your hands a bit of a shake. Just have a bit of a wiggle. It's good to be on our mats. This beautiful spring weather that we've been having. Coming to the next side. Okay, so right foot out. We're either going to have heel to ankle like this. Just make sure this knee is turned out as well. So either heel to ankle, sole of the foot to the outside edge of the calf, or heel up in towards the groin. So whatever you choose, just make sure that you're not wobbling around too much. You don't want to be wobbling around at the expense of experiencing the centering and the beautiful grounding that Vinyasa offers. It's beautiful for alignment, beautiful for balance, beautiful for strength, beautiful just like you. Breathe. I'm going to do the option of toe tip to the mat as well. If you feel more inclined to follow a toe tip to the mat, please do so. Raising your arms up, keeping your palms together, or separating out the arms. Breathing in. And smile because you can. Because maybe you haven't been doing it enough lately. You know, sometimes when we smile, we can turn our whole day around. Even if we're up to week 12 or whatever it is of a lockdown. Week 4, week whatever you're at, you might not be in lockdown. That's beautiful as well. And release. Bring your feet together, giving your legs a little bit of a shake. And we're almost coming to the end of our alignment day for day 1. Let's maybe do one more. We'll do one more position, which is Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So you want like a nice long leg length stance for this one. Hands to hips, okay? And just really check you're on the center of your mat or the center of whatever surface that you're on. Looking down, just checking that your feet are pointing out. And then we'll just keep our hands on our hips to start off with. And we're going to turn our left foot in. So left foot in and the heel of that foot out. Then we're going to turn the right foot out. I'm just going to check that the right heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. So you can look down and just have a little bit of a check there. And then when we bend this knee, because we're going to bend our right knee, what I want you to do is nice and controlled, and bend the right knee towards the little toe of the right foot, okay? This really, really helps to protect the knee, so please do it, because I don't want any damaged knees in this challenge. Knee towards the little toe, that's it. And then you don't want to move your body over your knee. You want to keep your body and your trunk nice and upright. You want the knee to bend, but you want your trunk to stay quite aligned and quite vertical. Okay, so once you've got that position, just sinking down. Sink in. Squash the mat with the feet. Really feel how the feet actually do a lot of the work here. Bringing your arms out. Bring your arms out from your shoulder width. Looking over your right arm. Try and connect the outside edge of your left foot with the mat, and try and see if you can sink just a little deeper here. Nice deep breath in, you're doing great. And we're really working on our symmetry here, our alignment. And release, and we're going to change sides now. So we're going to turn right foot in and left foot out. Left foot, sort of right angle. The back foot is sort of at about 30 degrees if you're into your maths. And then arms come out again, looking over your left arm and bending your left knee towards the little toe of that foot. Look over your left arm, sinking a little deeper. Make sure you keep your trunk nice and vertical. You don't want it to be coming over, remember? You just want it nice and still. The knee does the work. Checking in with the outside edge of that back foot. Checking in with the back arm. Is it down here or is it still staying where it wants to? It always wants to flop down. Okay, a little deeper here. And releasing back up. Turning both feet in. Hands stay on your hips. And then if you're inclined and you'd like to do a little bit more of a stronger Warrior 2 with me, then I invite you to do so. If you would like to do the same again, or just hang out here in this position, it's fine. It's your decision. It's your option. This is your practice. So please check in with your body. So close your eyes and ask it how it's feeling. If it's screaming at you like, I'm tired, that's cool. Take a break. Just take a rest on your mat, or just stay in this position. Perfectly fine too. If not, arms out from the shoulders, coming back to the first side. So we've got left foot coming in, right foot coming out. Looking down, we're bending into that right knee towards a little toe. Okay, looking over your right arm. Now either stay or bend into this right arm. Bring your forearm just above your knee, just to rest on your thigh. And bring your left arm up to straight. You want to turn your wrist of the top arm so that your palm's facing towards your right. And then you want to squash the mat again, really like feel the grounding of both feet here. And you're going to lengthen into that left side. And goodness, it feels good. Lengthen into that side, really release up, lift the top shoulder to give you a little more length. And then like lifting all the way through to your fingertips. And just feel the length here. Couple of breaths. And releasing back. Changing sides. Right foot in, left foot out. Knee towards the little toe. That's it, you're doing great. Either staying or forearm comes to the thigh. Top arm, so right arm lifts up, lift into your top shoulder blade, and then turning your wrist to the left, and then releasing your arm over your head. So in a diagonal sort of position. Lift all the way to your fingertips, beautiful. And release. That's it, just give your wrists a bit of a roll. Heels and toes come in, walk in until you get to about hip width. And then coming back to mountain pose, which is where we started. Coming into prayer position, close your eyes. Ground yourself. Feel into your feet, feel through your feet, feel a heaviness in each foot that is even and balanced. You are strong, you're centered, and you're much more aligned and symmetrical than what you were when you started this morning. Namaste. I honor you, I'm proud of you, and I'll see you tomorrow.